Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corcoran Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Daz from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from War. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Welcome back to Rabid Noise on Rabid Radio. That was 1945 from Full Scale Revolution, who'll be touring the country next month. And joining us on the program now from the band is Ezekiel Ox. What's going on, man?
I am stoked to be here. I am very happy to be here and talking to you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, man, great to have you on the show, dude. Well, from everything I've been reading, tickets have been selling fast for these shows, and it just looks like it's going to be awesome. So how's prep going for that tour?
Well, it's going really well. All the flights are booked, and we've got our couple of days rehearsal booked in Canberra before our first gig. And I do want to encourage people to pick up your words there, which is that tickets are selling really fast, and Melbourne's nearly sold out. The other shows are selling really strongly, so don't miss out. If you are thinking of coming, then please book now. Book early and book often. Yeah,
I think it's going to be awesome, man. Everything that I've been seeing online, like comments and stuff, like everyone is really hell keen to see you guys again, which must be a really cool feeling for you guys. It's good to have Jimmy back. I think that's going to bring a lot to the fans. Jimmy T's, the heart and soul of Full Scale. He brings the psychedelic guitar sound, the crazy effects, and we've been working together for 18 years. So to be able to be in a position where I can work with my friend and my musical, collaborator again is just fantastic. And I think that the fans are responding as you would expect them to. And I think with these shows, what we're doing is we're bringing back, anti-capitalist politics to the pubs and the clubs. And that's really important because people are responding as they always do when you tell them there's a political party going on. They go, well, that sounds fun. And Full Scale it's a timely return, I think, when you've got the polished turd that is Malcolm Turnbull, and and we're living in an age of where they're trying to cut your health, they're trying to cut your education, they're trying to lower your minimum wage. These are issues that people are dealing with. That's our core fan base, and we're a band that's always stood up against capitalism and the war and the famine that it brings, and we'll continue to do so. And we're looking forward to doing it in 2016 and possibly beyond. Do you think that's something that's been missing for a while in music? Do you think it's just been a bit fluffy over the last few years? Yeah, I think probably in popular music, there's plenty of bands going around, like Boots Riley from the USA, who I was lucky enough to support as a solo artist. The Conch in Melbourne, bands are still doing things that are political, but it's been a dark time around the world with a lot of war and a lot of forced migration, and internationally, hip-hop also does a very good job internationally of talking politics often. But the thing about it is, this isn't Disney, and as you know, the tour is called the Fuck Sony Tour. This isn't Sony, this isn't Delta Goodrem, this isn't Taylor Swift, this isn't fucking Bruno Mars. This is punk rock in its purest form. We hate capitalism. We don't give a fuck about the system, and that's why people should come out to our show, because it's a chance to meet with people who share your distaste for the war going on all around you. With the tour being called the Fuck Sony Tour, where did you come up with that name for that? Like, what's the meaning behind that, specifically Sony? Well, the track that you just played, 1945, was put up on SoundCloud, shared with our fans. There was no income coming in off it, and Sony pulled it down for what they see as a copyright breach. And I see that as a legal grey area, and we knew they were going to do that, and we were just waving a red flag at the bull. And, Sony, if Sony had any business nous, if Sony had any game whatsoever, they would have seen that Full Scale was coming back. They would have thought, shit, we had a relationship with those guys. Maybe we should offer them $100,000 to promote their tour. But instead of that, they deny the fans the music, and they tell us that they control our music, and they don't. And we'll be playing 1945 live, and we'll be playing all the songs from the album live, and we have the right to do that. And they tell us what our rights are around our music. And not only that, but they are one of the big 6 entertainment companies that are currently telling you what your stories will be, telling you what you'll listen to. And I freely admit that I was involved with them, and I took their money and I spent it.
at one point in my career. But, you know, the hangover from Sony for us as a band has been 10 years long, and fuck them.
See, I didn't know that side of things.
Well, if you don't know that side of things, the best thing to do is to hunt down a copy of the New York filmmaker Dave Crabell's film Colour, Light, Movement, Sound, which is a film about Full Scale that was made over 4.5 years, and it details the struggles of a fiercely anti-capitalist band, a punk rock band, joining forces with a major corporation, and I guess growing up a whole lot through that process, and becoming aware of what's going on more and more. So you're watching a bunch of young men radicalizing and trying to live their lives. But yeah, it's all detailed in that documentary, Colour, Light, Movement, Sound, which I encourage everyone to get. It's a great film, and it's out there on DVD. I think you can get it somewhere. Do people even watch DVDs anymore? Fuck. What did I say? That's so. But you know what? Just like Full Scale and Full Scale Revolution and Full Scale Deflection, DVDs are so 2000s.
You know, is it available digitally? I know that's kind of lame to say, but No,
I don't think it is yet. We should work on that, but there are some bootleg copies floating around the internet and stuff, and get your hands on it any way you can. But yeah, that details why the tour is called Fuck Sony on a probably a larger level.
I'm very, very, very keen to see that because I'm sorry I wasn't aware of the story behind that, but now I'm very keen.
I just think it's a good way for people to find out what we were talking about. It's a film. It took 4.5 years for Dave to make. He videotaped the band in interviews, fly on the wall footage, and live gigs in Melbourne, Byron Bay, Brisbane, Texas, New York, LA, over 4.5 years, and it's an amazing document of a young band trying to do their thing, and doing it quite well.
You have your hand in filmmaking as well.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I'm a director and a screenwriter and an actor. So I still work as an actor predominantly, but yeah, I'm a filmmaker as well. So yeah, something I'm interested in and something I've been reasonably good at in the past.
What are you working on at the moment?
Film-wise, I'm working on my wedding invitation, which we're going to do a video wedding invitation for me and my amazing fiancée Maxine. But at the moment, I'm mainly focused on my solo stuff and the Full Scale tour before that. But then I'm in the studio with Overreactor in the solo project. So in the interim, I'm mainly focused on music, and I just finished a 14-date East Coast tour with my DJ Mars, which took in Woodford Folk Festival, which was fantastic. And then I'm also umpiring Australian rules football and raising my son Griffin, and yeah, very full, happy and artistic life at the moment, but yeah, not much filmmaking besides my wedding invite going on.
Well, congrats, man. That's awesome, though.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but are you sure there's not like 3 or 4 of you? Like, all how do you find the time to do all that, dude?
Yeah, I reckon. No, one thing I've always been known for is my energy and my commitment to the task. And for me, as you get older, you get smarter and you get more efficient. I probably couldn't have done what I'm doing now when I was 25, but at 35, I think the balance is pretty good.
Talking about energy, man, I got to say, like, the one thing I do remember is years ago I saw you guys play. Remember the Trocadero in Surface? Yeah,
I remember that in the Gold Coast.
I was at that gig, and just remember.
Was that Full Scale Another Race and the Butterfly Effect?
It was.
Yeah, I remember those gigs.
I do. Yeah, I was.
Extra points for anyone listening if they can tell us what Another Race's hit was called.
Oh, now you're even testing me because
they had that song. They had that song. To the police's jump in. That one.
Oh,
that was their hit.
Yeah. See, man, they were my full drunken days. So I do remember you just being one of the most energetic frontmen I've ever seen in my life.
Well, thank you. No, it's definitely always been part of the brand, if that's the word to use, and it's something I just don't really have control over. I probably see a lack of energy all around me in politics, style, music, art, and that's I've always had a very fierce attack on what I do. So I'm glad people are noticing after 18 years of running around doing it.
And you still, I mean, that's amazing, man. Like, I've seen a lot of energetic frontmen, but that was next level. I remember you running out into the crowd and stuff too. So I think there's not a lot of dudes that do that and take that extra step. You know, obviously there's Greg from Dillinger is another one.
Yeah.
But there's that next level of just energy that, you know, where does that come from then, obviously, you know, within yourself?
I think you owe it to your audience to give them 100% every time. And I feel the need to communicate aggressively about why capitalism is failing, and you know, we're talking about, you know, mass deaths and real serious. It's not just about that your wage is about to be cut, which is bad enough, or that your healthcare or your education is going to be taken away in what's called a first world country. What's going on in you know, the countries that are being bombed is children and mothers and fathers and being torn apart limb from limb, and I feel very wild-eyed about that, and I'm unapologetically angry about what's going on around the world. And so I think it's born of a real need to spend my time on this planet trying to change the world, you know, have a revolution, which is what we need. We need it to change, otherwise we're all going to die.
Can we, you know, obviously, you know, you've got a strong message that you really want to get out there because this is what you believe in. Are you working on more music with Full Scale Revolution to...
Yeah, I think what we've got to do is get through this. Yeah, what we've got to do is get through this tour, and which is going to be amazing fun, and it'll be great for the punters. And then me and Jimmy have been talking for about 4 years about writing a new album. So I think that there's a good chance in the future something new will happen, but it may be a ways down the path. But in a way, I guess we can promise all the fans of the band Full Scale Deflection, Full Scale Revolution, that we're not going anywhere, and we will always be around. So, you know, it's like Batman, you know, like wherever injustice strikes, we will be there. And it just happens that's all over the world at the moment.
That's it. Well, it sounds like it's a big job that someone's got to do it, man.
We need masks and utility belts and.
Well, man, talking about the tour, you know, have you got plans on coming up to Queensland? Because you're not coming to Queensland this time. No,
unfortunately not. We've just got a few time constraints. Jimmy T lives in LA, our bass player lives in Europe, and our drummer lives in WA, so we had to sort of fit it into one thing. We've all got families and that sort of thing. So, but the plan is to continue to take it out. And, to all of our Queensland fans who are disappointed, and there are many online, we promise you we'll next time we come out, we will come to you.
And we'll be there, man. I'll be there.
Yeah, awesome.
Man,
awesome.
Man, I'd love to see you guys at like the Cool and Get Hotel, the big sound system, and Chippy Man in the desk. You remember old Chippy?
Yeah, I still know Chippy very well. We see each other around all the time. Last time I saw him was about March last year at El Grande Fest in Gladstone. I had a couple of beers with Chippy. It was really good.
Oh, awesome, man. Yeah, that's cool.
He's a legend.
He is. He's a good dude.
I got some stories about Chippy and his smarts on the desk. The best one is when I was playing in Mammal, he mic'd up the crowd in the tent, and then at the end of every song, he would turn up the crowd mics and he'd feed it back through the PAs, so the crowd thought that there was twice as many of them there as there were, and it sounded really loud, and the crowd just got more and more pumped. How's that for a move from the desk?
Yeah, he's very clever. I love. He is hands down my favourite sound guy.
Good one. Well, he mixes. Chippy mixes like Devin Townsend and people like that. I mean, he's just an absolute legend of the scene. Yeah.
Oh, he is, man. He is. Every time like we've done a support, we've asked him to come and do the shows, and he's just the best, man. He hands down. I wouldn't trust anyone else. It'd be cool.
Well, make sure you edit this bit into it, and then share this on his Facebook page, or give him a boost.
Yeah, I will. Actually, I will leave it in because I love talking about old Chip. He's a good dude.
Yeah. And he mixed Full Scale. Yeah. So there you go.